All right. We are here. We're back. And it is time for some very interesting news stories, or what I expect to be very interesting news stories anyway, in Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Of course, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman. Good to have all y'all folks back here for another fine stream, whether you be on YouTube or on Twitch. Like I said, it's been a couple of days, but just been busy. I was working on a sponsored video that just dropped today, so if you have not yet checked that out, please make sure that you do so for a really cool game called The Lonesome Guild that I've been really enjoying playing the last couple of days, actually. Very enjoyable time, very cool little action RPG that is, it's very chill in that it's very cozy, but it also has a lot of mechanical depth. So I was really impressed with it. I really quite enjoyed it, actually. So I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of it as soon as I have the opportunity to do so. Today, of course, we are going to be going through and checking out, I want to say, all 4 of the stories that have been re-added for the Choose Your Own Adventure books, but we're probably not going to get through all of them for what people have been telling me about how long they can be. So we shall see what we get through today, but at the very least, we will start them, and we'll see where that takes us from there. Hope that y'all are having a lovely evening. Thank you for your patience while I was getting my food cooked and consumed and all that fun stuff. I was not expecting to randomly pass out on the couch in the middle of the afternoon while I was working on painting some minis, but I did. So woke up a little late, and I had to scramble and get my dinner put together and have the chance to eat and then get the stream set up and then be here to hang out with y'all. So thank you for that, and I think it's going to be a lovely evening. Hey, Connor. Evening, Tom. Hope you're well. I've been watching the Tactics Ogre streams. OG sack grabbing at its finest. Hell yeah. You gotta grab those sacks in Tactics Ogre, man. How else are you gonna get the good gear and the class marks? I see we have a bunch of fine folks in chat right now. Welcome to Connor, Light, Ifri Jotter, Tante, hello, Devrin, Mochet, hello everyone, hello, good to see you. I think it's going to be a good one tonight. A chill stream. I'm still in the process of getting set up for the Midlights Deep, but we'll be doing that very, very soon. Probably after we do a 40,000 subscribers and 6-year anniversary of the channel stream. That'll probably be the next thing we do after this stream. But yeah, hopefully going to be doing Midlights Deep very, very soon. We'll go through really quick before we start our stories for the evening to show you guys where the characters are at, where we're at in the setup process. A lot of good stuff coming on the horizon. Very excited.
Broken souls, and yet our fortunes ride with them.
Gaildriel has subscribed. Hello, Gaildriel. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your time around the channel, my friend. So yes, let's get going here, shall we? Oh, also, I just realized that my mic turned itself down. 1 second. Apologies if I've been a little quiet. There we go. That should be a little bit better for you guys now. Alrighty, so here we are. So as you can see, the team a little bit stronger than when we last left off. I'm currently trying to get all of the major party members to level 50, trying to level through as many of our different characters as possible because there are going to be a few specific roles that we need to handle the Midlights Deep. And I'm trying to get a bunch of different jobs and things unlocked as well. I now have every single job available on at least one character, including Mime, currently available to Kelvin. So I'm actually going to make that change really quick.
Not bad look.
I'm going to be putting together my comprehensive class overview that I do for every tactics game that we cover, now that we have every job unlocked here. Last thing I really need to do, Kelvin's not going to be staying a Mime from when we go into Midlights Deep, but he was just the closest one being able to get it. I need to reduce his Brave, because we're going to need an item finder. And then I want to get Moonlight leveled up, because I think we're going to want to have a leveled monster, so we can get some extra height to help Kelvin go around and find items. So that's going to be a whole different thing. We'll talk about the whole setup that we have once we go in there. I'll probably do a video talking about it as well. But that is currently where we are at. Ria's got Dancer unlocked. I'm trying to max out all of our different characters. Twilight actually has Arithmetician mastered at this point, so that's going to be handy. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. usually Owen Otter, and that's what I am in Discord. No, I recognize you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I knew who you were, Owen. I was just going by the name that was on screen. Grenade named short-lived. Yes, yes, indeed. I need to do my fire party video as well. I just haven't had time. The last couple of days I was working on the Loadsome Guild video. So, but yeah, I need to get back to that as well. There should be a lot of good stuff going on. Fancy fearsome monster step stool. Yep, absolutely. However, tactics, at least in terms of like in-game battle tactics, not what we're here to talk about today. No, no, no. What we're here to talk about today is
These
this
tomes
reading material.
are the product of much sweat and toil.
And not the scriptures of Germanique. Today, we're going to be looking at Mesa's Musings, Nanai's Histories, Oilvert, and the Ivalice Chronicles. And I just now realized, actually, hold on. I need to get recording here, because I do want to have this footage. Okay. Okay. There we go. And of course, a tree folk named Yggdrasil. Oh, yes. Absolutely. So yeah, we have 4 different books here, all of which are actual choose-your-own-adventure games that were in the very first original release of Final Fantasy Tactics, but only the Japanese version on the PS1. It's the only version of the game that these have existed in terms of official releases. There's been some restoration of them over the years from fan patches and things, but as far as the officially released games, never been a thing, and I've never actually seen them or know what they're about, other than the very minimal amount of research that I did about them to the actual full release of the Ivalice Chronicles. So this is going to be very new stuff for me, and from what I've heard, they're very fun and have a lot of very interesting lore. They all take place in-universe. They're all set in the overall world of Tactics. So it should add some very interesting background. I'm excited to see exactly what it is that they have in store for us here. So my question to y'all, and I'm going to set up a poll for this as well, is which of the 4 you want to start on. So I'll go through... Actually, here, I'll set up the poll first. That probably makes the most sense. Start a poll. Which story to start with? Mesa's Musings. Nanai's Histories. Y'all can answer in chat as well, but like we'll have a poll up here in just a second. Oilvert and Ivalice Chronicles. There we go. So, Mesa's Musings, just so that y'all know where we're at. A fictional work depicting the life of the savior Mesa. The book is badly damaged, with only the introduction remaining legible. Nanai's Histories is a collection of writings by the psychologist Nanai that provide detailed analyses of the lives of a wide spectrum of people. This one covers the travails of a certain gambler. Oilvert is the momentous events described in this book, if true, hold the potential to rewrite the pages of history. It documents the life of a woman now all but forgotten. And then the Ivalice Chronicles, an account of Ku Castle in the region of Ivalice, documenting the story of 3 sisters. Sections of importance are penned in an ancient script, now indecipherable. Oilvert is French for green eye. Ah, okay, okay. Oilvert is like 10 different endings? Holy. Okay, interesting. Can't stay long tonight, working early. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, it'll be a pleasure to have you as long as we can, Tante. Left to right works well enough. Final Fantasy 9 has something about Oilvert. Well, I mean, I'll give it another, like, 60 seconds, but right now it certainly seems like Mesa's Musings are taking the cake, so... Yeah, I know a lot of these names are familiar to me. And I think they're all Final Fantasy related, at least in terms of my memory. But I'm not 100% sure. It's been quite a while since I played some of the older games that these would be relating to, if they relate to anything. Well, it looks like Mesa's Musings is certainly what's winning tonight, so I assume that's where we're going to be starting. Yeah, alright. Time's up, and with a whopping 43% of the vote, Mesa's Musings takes it. So let's do that, shall we? And that poll. And we will... I clicked back into the game, and it took us right into Oil Air. Can I leave? Can I... Let me... Alright, one moment. Uno mas. Uno mas. I just clicked back into the game, and it immediately took me into the book and then did not let me do anything to try to leave the book. It was just skipping what seemed like very important text. Okay. Easiest to just restart. There we go. Now then, with no strange interruptions, on to Mesa's Musings. Lankham Islands, 1822. Oh, it's the airship one. Cool. Your prognosis, Hyman. Can we take them? Can't make any promises, but I'll do my damnedest, sir. Litzer, be on the lookout. Understood. We've come all this way. It cannot end here. The Hero King. So I was under the impression these were voice acted, but I guess not. The Gloria. This beauty was passed down to me by my late father. She was built utilizing the most advanced technology of the time and has seen us through our most ambitious adventures, some of which likely qualified as too ambitious. The years of wear and tear eventually resulted in us turning her in for repairs. We had her fitted with enhancements. While on the outside she remains the same, she is now a beast of a different nature. The latest surge of innovations has allowed us to not only increase our output by 30 times, but do so on 1/10 of the fuel. Well, that's very impressive, isn't it? The Gloria is our most trusted friend and ally. As our crew members, who have grown tenfold over the years, have come to say, she is the ship that will carry us to the skies of freedom. 1.5 decades have passed since I left my homeland of Valtheme behind. Despite my very best efforts, I have explored but a fraction of what the vast world has to offer. The love of adventure is something I inherited from my father. It has taken me to many places and lined my pockets with gold and other treasures beyond compare. It was never for material gain, however, that I traveled. My journey continues simply because I cannot rest until I find... Oh, God. It seems like we found the home location of Coochie Loco Man. Calixtuahan. Calathuahan? That feels right. The City of Gold. I must accomplish what my father could not. A woman's distressed voice traveled through the voice pipes. Captain! Captain Erickson! Please report to the bridge, post-haste! What's happened? I asked. We will soon be arriving at the Lankham Island, sir. Excellent. I'll be right there. Quickly throwing on garments, I dashed down to the lower levels, where the bridge was located. Okay, thank God. I was really hoping that we weren't going to be stuck with that propeller noise the entire time. Oh, I love that we have new music, too. So sick. Hey, Tox Droice! Hello, first time catching you live, bit behind on the Tactician Challenge videos, but I'm pretty happy with Tox's progress. Good, good, you should be. Absolute vital member of the team. Very much appreciate you adding him to our roster. And hope that you're doing quite well tonight. Thank you for coming on such short notice, Captain. Litzer's voice reverberated through the bridge's voice pipes. Litzer is our head of surveillance and operates our Magitech radars. Her main task is to keep watch of the surrounding skies and the grounds below for anything unusual. So these are legit choose-your-own-adventure stories, by the way, chat. So, like, keeping track of who's who, what these characters do, what the story is, could be very important. So make sure you're paying attention here. Even though this is going to be a very, like, chill, just enjoy listening to the stream kind of night, there might be times where we have to make decisions that can be very important. I'll be relying on you guys to help me make the right choice. Ah, is that what you wish to show me? On the expansive seas that unfolded before us, I spotted islands the size of grains of rice upon the horizon. Yes, we finally made it. 3 years and 5 months have passed since we began this journey. I'm surprised I managed to get us this far. You got us this far? I'm the reason this ship stayed aloft for as long as it did. That is Hyman, our pilot, and this is Abdul, our engineer. Without their support, it would have been impossible to come this far. I love that we get sound effects, though. That's so cool. Congratulations, Chafe! Cannon, our weapons specialist, entered the command room with a clamor. I first came across Cannon in Vathek, where we had stopped to refuel. He was being assailed by a group of men who had downed 1 pint too many. I stepped in to defend him, and he has called me Chief ever since. Hey, sounds like me. Shortly after that incident, I brought him aboard the Gloria to replace one of our artillerymen. As for his skill, let's just say he is improving daily. "'Tis a tad early for congratulations, Cannon. After all, this is just the beginning." "What? Just the beginning?" "Ah, that's right. There's something I forgot to tell you. According to the notes my father left behind, oh god, how did I say it? Calathuahan, yeah. The City of Gold resides nestled amongst these islands, the Lankham Islands. In the ancient tongue, Calathuahan means man of gold. According to legend, it was the name of a king that once presided over one of the Lankham Islands. It is said this island was blessed by the gods themselves, for their mountains abounded in gold. Calathuahan was the one to begin excavating these riches. Through large-scale mining operations, he gained abundance enough to build an empire. Shame you don't have a crew to VA this. Oh, I wish, right? I really thought it was going to be voiced, but I mean, I don't mind reading stuff, so. Their nation was awash with wealth. Everything, from tiny everyday goods to luxury items, was made of gold. This abundance, however, soon drew the attention of the Ronkins. The city that once flourished during the Middle Ages soon fell under their imperial rule. Or so it goes in the child's fable, The Tales of Damonet. And where this narrative ends, my father's begins. In his notes, he describes what he learned about the City of Gold through his travels. Near the end of our journey, we landed at a small fishing village to replenish our supplies. There, I met a man at a local tavern who claimed to be Calathuahan's last descendant. Damonet Sandstorm. The City of Calabunga. Goodness gracious. I was listening to him with only half-hearted enthusiasm, since he was known as something of a fabulist in town. After a while, however, the discussion took a rather interesting turn. He told me that shortly before Calathuahan was overtaken by Ronka, they sealed the entirety of their wealth within a pair of stone gates. 4 royal retainers, known as the Black Guard, saw the deed done. Each had something called a keystone, and they are the only thing that can now break the seal upon the gates. All 4 keystones must be placed into the lock, or as he referred to it, the Cassive. Doing so will cause the stone gates located somewhere in the Lankham Islands to open. Acting on a hunch, I mentioned to the elderly man that I had obtained something resembling this key from the Tower of the Dead. Ooh, interesting. Upon revealing it to him, tears began to well in his eyes. "Lalabebe," he whispered. Oh god, they're trading in labubus. It was as though the word the people of Calathuahan used to praise their god, slipped unconsciously from his mouth. Hearing it made my blood sing. This man was no fabulist. He spoke the truth. Somewhere in the Lankham Islands, behind closed gates, the riches of Calathuahan slumber. It is no doubt a treasure beyond reckoning. Yet it is not a love of gold that drew me into this pursuit. Generation after generation of seasoned treasure hunters have tried and failed to learn the whereabouts of this place. I simply hope to be the one to finally unravel the mystery. This game released in the era of Beanie Babies, food for thought. Boy howdy, so it did, huh? Goodness gracious. Amazing how every few years there's some new collectible figurine thing that crops up to absorb the masses. Beanie Babies, Labubus, pop figures, like, ugh. My. The road there is long and winding. Mayhap, if I am unsuccessful, I will have to leave such dreams to my progeny, who will have access to faster and more streamlined airships. Thus, finding the City of Gold fell to me, his son. With rapid advances in technology in recent years, the power to achieve this dream is in my grasp. Furbies? Oh yeah, Furbies. I see. Cannon, who was hearing this story for the first time, stared at me with a bewildered look in his eye. It was abundantly clear that he had been unaware of our true objective for traveling to the Lankham Islands. While I am partially to blame for the confusion, I would be willing to bet good gill that Abdul also provided our artillerymen with some rather misleading facts. Yes, and it is a dream we have all come to share. Right, Abdul? Blitzer? Indeed. Absolutely. Me too, Chief. Please, let me share. In that moment, oh boy, the Gloria trembled and the alarms began blaring. Was that an explosion? Everyone, to your stations. Blitzer, learn where that came from. Yes, sir. I pray to the gods it's not them. Another explosion resounded, rocking the ship. Incoming at 12 o'clock, Captain. Size and speed indicate a fleet of 4, nay, 5, nay, 6 battleships. They are of Palamecian origin. Sir, your orders. The Palamecian Empire is a military superpower that has gained control over more land than any other nation. They have been pursuing me ever since I made a wager with them. Oh. Oh, you made a wager with the entire empire, did you? Interesting. Hey, Karnak. We just started Mesa's Musings, the first of the 4 choose-your-own-adventure stories. We are an airship captain seeking a lost treasure from the City of Gold, and apparently we've got beef with the military of the biggest empire in the world. Some new collectible hits that get crazy popular. People put their life savings into it, expecting the wave to last forever. We hear, fuck, that was my retirement fund, when it all inevitably unravels, rinse and repeat. Yeah. Many such cases, unfortunately. We will not be taken down. Not today. Hyman, move us into the clouds ahead. They should obscure us for long enough to slip into the northern Neshlum Mountains. Affirmative! Shortly thereafter, we ascended into the rain clouds above. With the arrival of airships, people began developing aerial combat strategies. Of these, cloud stealthing is one of the more difficult to master. Palamecian is apparently an empire from Final Fantasy II. That's where I know that name from. Okay. I knew I recognized it. Very cool, very cool. Beef with the strongest military in the world, and it's an active hostile beef? That sounds suicidal. Yep, but, you know, we're a rough and tumble, swashbuckling airship captain. We aren't afraid of anything. Despite all the advances in technology, Magitech radars remain unable to track airships in clouds. It removes all visibility and is akin to disappearing into a smokescreen. Main disadvantage is that this maneuver only works when the sky is dense with clouds. Obviously. Captain, we'll soon be entering the Isle of Neshlum territory. Excellent. Please begin our descent. Let's find a place to hide away on the western ridge. Sky Pirates Tailspin FFT collab incoming, my goodness. The Lankham Islands are located off of the continent's far eastern coast, not shore, but kind of the same thing. The Isle of Neshlum is the largest amongst them. Here there are 2 primary settlements. In an alp to the west are sprawling farmlands, where the people live in prosperity off the land. To the east, hugged by twin peaks, lies a bustling fishing village. We managed to avoid the Palamecian warships and land amongst the island's western summits. After remaining aboard for a stretch of time to ensure it was safe to proceed, we made our way to Kaladay. We're getting it now. Even apparently CSGO quietly added a way to trade up skins for rare knives. The bubble popped and people who were hoarding stuff lost their minds. Didn't we already see like a big crash of like the CSGO collectible skins market like 7 years ago or something? I feel like I remember that being a thing. Or like probably 8 years ago now. Jeez, I've been out of college for a while. If you crash in the ocean, I know a good group of squires that can salvage the ship. Oh, yeah. That's actually, this is going to round out by talking about Ramza and Co. raising the ship 1,000 years later. Hey, McCloutier. Good evening to Twitch chat. Yes, indeed, sir. Good to see you. And it is illegal now. Okay, interesting. Oh, investing in skins is a bad business and it's legal. Okay, I see. We managed to avoid the Palamecian warships and land amongst the island's western summits. After remaining aboard for a stretch of time to ensure it was safe to proceed, we made our way to Kalane. Kalane is the largest city in the west of Neshalem. There we replenished our supplies and attempted to gather what information we could regarding the City of Gold. Is it true, Hyman? Unfortunately, it seems the road ahead is fraught with danger. I don't know that I'm going to be able to maintain a separate, distinct voice for every character, but I'll do what I can. As for the perilous adventure to which Hyman refers... Is everyone back on board? Good. Hyman, mind explaining to these lads what you're talking about? Certainly. You all gather around and I'll take a look. This is our current position, the western mountains of Neshalem. This is where we want to be, in the cluster of islands where the City of Gold is supposedly located. According to the results of our investigation, there are a total of 8 islands, none of which are large enough for us to land an airship on. Which means the Gloria will need to remain airborne while we explore each island. I'm unsure our fuel can last that long. Abdul interjected, brow furrowed. Our target is about 280,000 sectors away from where we are now. We cannot afford to take multiple trips there and back. So we'll be unable to refuel while we're over there. Precisely. More reason I don't trust anything related to loot boxes and gacha. Oh, for sure. Wonder if there are battles here? Not as far as I know, but there's choices to be made for sure. Time to get graph paper and pen. Oh my god, could you imagine if we actually had to? Maybe we will, I don't know. To quickly review our situation. The nearby islands are too small for us to make a landing, so we'll need to remain suspended in the air during the duration of each visit. Oh boy. I can already see some mechanics starting to evolve. Considering the ship's weight, that would consume more fuel than any forward movement would. We suspect Calathuahan is located 280,000 sectors away from where we are now. It is not a distance easily traversed. Filling our fuel tank to the brim, we set off on what we suspected was the shortest route to our destination. Whatever it takes, we find our way back here to the Isle of Neshalem. This adventure benefits in writing stuff down. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Maximum amount of fuel we can carry at any given time is 16,000 HP. A trip from one island to another will consume 500. We should be able to tour all the islands and return to Neshalem on just 15,000 HP if we are frugal with our consumption. The following activities will deplete fuel. Oh dear, okay, here we go. Yep, this is going to get very interesting very quickly. Moving, hovering, damage to the ship, and repairs to the ship. Please keep in mind there will be no place to refuel. The moment we reach 0 HP is when our journey comes to a permanent end. Oh boy. There are a total of 8 islands. 4 of them are regions that were once overseen by the Blackguard. The rest are where the treasures potentially lie, stashed away. Our first order of business, however, would be to find the 4 keystones. Without them, we would have no hope of unlocking the stone gates that divide the world from Calathuahan's wealth. And the Squire Choir gets its time to shine. Yeah, seriously. Listen, everyone, this trip is a dangerous one. We'll be exploring a multitude of uninhabited islands on bought time and limited fuel. Added to that, the Palamecians are hot on our trail. There are also a great many other unknown factors that face us. If you want to back out, now's your chance. Do you still intend to join me? Captain, do you even need to ask? Of course we're going with you. Aye, my heart flutters with excitement at the thought. Captain, I invested 3 years and 5 months in this journey. I would be a fool to quit at such a critical juncture. Let's get a move on, Chief. We've got treasure to find. I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. Now, let's continue. Full steam ahead. Sir! Basically, only have a certain amount of turns, and once you make those choices, that's it. It seems to be. Within the next few days, we made it to the island where we suspected the City of Gold, Calathuahan, once flourished. Upon our arrival, we gathered together to discuss how we should proceed. And that is where we are. We've confirmed there are 8 islands in this area. This is where the Gloria is, in the exact center of this circlet of islands. Let us refer to this as the central point. It will cost 100 HP to move from this central point to another region. We can proceed to one of the following: northwest, northeast, southwest, or southeast. Each area has 2 islands. Moving from one island to another will cost an additional 100 HP. Due to the storm clouds that populate the sky, flying from the northwest to the northeast or from the southwest to the southeast consumes significantly more fuel. Okay, interesting. So only flying west to east? Because it sounds like then you would want to start in the northeast and then move southeast, southwest, northwest. Each trip will cost 300 HP. To avoid this, the best solution would be to return to the central point once before moving to the next island. Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you go west to east, you use up more HP. That's what it sounds like, yeah. But this is saying to return to the central island before going to the next island. Interesting. Okay. Well, what you propose is efficient. What of us not being able to land? These islands are not too vast. We should be able to cover each of them in about one day. It will take about 500 HP for us to keep the ship aloft while we conduct our search on the ground. Okay, so it's 500 HP to search. It's 100 to move, unless you're moving west to east, in which case it costs 300. Roger, let us ready for departure. Everyone in position. Yes, sir. Have to go now. Time to get to my class. Have fun, everyone. Absolutely. Have a good time at your class, Christian. Captain, we've made it to the central point. What would you like to do next? Okay. Interesting. Here we go. So, I like that we can check the HP costs. Following activities will reduce your HP. Movement, move between areas, firing the main cannon. Oh, this is much more in-depth. 100 HP for movement, 300 for movement between areas, 50 for firing the main cannon, 20 for firing the sub-cannon, 500 for searching an island, 10 to 900 for damage to the ship, 50 to 500 for repairing the ship. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm going to take a picture of this screen really quick. Just for easy reference, because, whoa. Also, I love this music. All the music in this has been so cool thus far. Okay. Well, I guess we gotta check the island, right? It's like we're here. Oh. Wait. Oh. Huh. I guess that's just the relic, huh? Alright. Well, now we can move. Captain, we can travel to any island from this point. They're all equidistant from where we are, so the amount of fuel needed will remain the same. Where would you like to go? Well, we definitely want to go north, because ideally it sounds like we want to go northeast and then circle around the octagon, so to say. Captain, to the northeast are the Marzian Islet and the Isle of Abronia. To the northwest are Kiko Island and the Isle of Delights. Where would you like to go? Well, actually, yeah, we would want to go northeast, because then we can go south and do that whole thing. So yeah, northeast. Where in the northeast would you like to go? I don't know that it matters, really. Marzian Islet? Or Isle? Captain, we've arrived above Marzian Isle. What would you like to do? Well, let's explore, of course. Northwest to northeast costs more. Correct, correct. So we start in the northeast, and then we can circle all the way around, so hopefully we can get everything without ever having to go west-east. Ooh, here we go. Marzian Isle. I'm excited. This is interesting. Very different from our normal tactics gameplay, of course, but like I like that it's still in the game. Such a cool feature. Logbook, Marzian Isle. We descended on the Marsian Isle, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. According to our books, this was once home to the Lilliputians, a race of small folk. And hey, we actually found that. We found that entry when we were doing our errands. Very cool. Very, very cool. They were a happy and peaceful people. That is, until the Calathuahans arrived. As we're making our way back to the Gloria, I spotted a small sanctuary shrouded by trees. While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. Hey! There we discovered a pair of enormous scarlet-stained doors. We had no way of opening them, so we simply left them be. Interesting. Sounds like we landed on Destiny Isles. Huh. That's got to be a reference to something specific. But it just sounds like Kingdom Hearts to me, which obviously came after this. Okay. I don't know that we ever need to explore the same island twice. I'm assuming probably not. Isle of Bronia is closest to where we are now, but beyond it is the Isle of Delights. Where would you like to go? So Delights is to the west. So we would want to go to Abronia. Maybe it is. Nomura must be a Matsuno fan. I mean, it's possible, right? Absolutely. All right, Captain, we've arrived above the Isle of Abronia. What would you like to do? Well, we must explore, of course. Unless we find a red key or something equally obvious. True. I wonder if there's double red doors in a cave in the story of Lilliput. Maybe. What was that? Gulliver Travels, right? Or Gulliver's Travels, I think. For the Lilliputians. Isle of Abronia. We descended upon Abronia, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. In times past, when man believed in the overgods, as opposed to the undergods, I suppose, they searched fervently for the Isle of Abronia. It is here that the hallowed forbidden fruit, quote-unquote, could supposedly be found. As far as I know, Kingdom Hearts has a lot of Final Fantasy in it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. Okay, gotcha. The cooing bird noise. Very nostalgic. As we were making our way back to the Gloria, I spotted a small temple hidden away in a cave. While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. Okay, this is familiar. Interesting. There we discovered a pair of enormous scarlet-stained doors. We had no way of opening them, so we simply left them be. So we have the same doors on two different islands. That's odd. Huh. It would seem we need a key, yeah. Well, we may as well go to the Isle of Aea and just keep moving around. Captain, we've arrived above the Isle of Aea. What would you like to do? Explore. Logbook, Isle of Aea. Door painters must have made a killing around here. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, interesting. We descended on the Isle of Aea, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. According to ancient legend, this is where the first woman came into existence. Alright. We're in the Garden of Eden, apparently. 'Tis a myth of yore, originating from a time when men still believed in the overgods. In this era of technomancy? Oh, hold on. I know it's not techno like TECH, but like that's not a phrase in general that I was expecting to see here. What in the world? In this era of technomancy, such stories carried over from the old world seem like little more than fairy tales. Like Magitech. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Cyber Magic Punk. T, Magitech. As we're making our way back to the Glory, I spotted a small sanctuary obscured by a cliff. Is it connected by scarlet doors? While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. There we discovered a pair of enormous cerulean-stained doors. Okay. Okay. So we've got 2 islands next to each other with scarlet doors, and then now we have cerulean doors. Interesting. Alright, well, let's keep moving. Poseidon's Reef is closest to where we are now, but beyond it is the island of Abronia. To Poseidon's Reef! Tech is just a way to spell tech. You're absolutely right, Light. And I will not elaborate for anyone who's just listening. You know, with how Cyberpunk does feel like an RPG, and some of the stuff you do does seem like magic, like you've got Netrunner build, it's an interesting concept. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, let's explore Poseidon's Reef. Let's see if we find another set of cerulean doors. Not sure what we would do with these paired doors at this point, but, like, maybe we're inevitably bound to run out of fuel and we have to, like, traverse the islands through these doors. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, we descended on Poseidon's Reef, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. Said that this island was named after the god of the seas, Poseidon. Who would have thought? Perhaps, however, it is the other way around, and the god himself was named after the ancient magical kingdom of Poseidium. Or Poseideum, maybe? That once resided here. Interesting. Okay. As we're making our way back to the Gloria, spotted a small temple hidden away in a cave. Could there be cerulean doors? Covered on the outside, platform of exquisite treasures. Oh, obsidian. Ooh, okay. Okay, now that is interesting. Now this I feel like I actually need to note down. Because we had scarlet side by side before. But now, this is different. Just make a little note here on my phone called doors. Obsidian. Poseidon. And what was the previous island, guys? It was the third island had the cerulean door. I just don't remember what the name of it was. And then Scarlet, we had the first two. Take pics of all this to recount on it. Not a bad idea, yeah. I can take notes as well, and that's fine too. But hey, how are the stories going? They're going well, Lightwing. We're starting to get into a little bit of an interesting, like, all these islands are kind of connected by different colored doors plot, which is interesting. Oh, right. Something like that, yeah. Jabroni. Listen to you. Okay. Interesting. So now we go. Yes, we went to Iaea before. A bit beyond it is Balnivarbin. Or Balnivarbin Island. Well, let's go to Balnivarbin. See what that gets us. Very curious to see where this actually winds up going. Okay, Balnivarbin. Looking for the City of Gold. Official name of this place is Valenvia Vinicius Island. Okay. Scrawled across the walls of a cave are the words, "Man does not live by bread alone." A quote inscribed by a warlord chief who devastated the land and the island's people. Huh. Making our way back to the Gloria, spotted a small temple, yada yada yada. Yeah, treasures. What color door? Cerulean. Okay. Okay. Balnivarbin and or Cerulean. Got it. Shadows of Valenvia. I did have that thought, Coco, yes. And also, hello, welcome. Alright, well, move to the neighboring island. Lestrog. Alright, we've arrived above the Isle of Lestrog. So I'm going to assume that Lestrog is going to be obsidian as well. I still don't know what that's going to do for us, but... interesting. Can't wait for the shoe to drop on this and be like, oh, that's why this is important. Cool. Okay. We descended on the island of Lestrog, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. According to the information we have, this is the place where people of the old world gathered to await the completion? That is an extremely ominous name for an event. The completion, huh? Okay. People of the old world, does that mean one day modern man might meet his demise as well? I mean, that's also a very fair thought. What a ominous couple of sentences there. Yeah, a small sanctuary tucked away, decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. Tantric Island. It's done with all. We went east. Ivory-colored doors now. Uh-huh. Okay. So we have a fourth set of doors now. Ivory. Lestrog. Interesting. Perhaps whichever direction you went, perhaps the key for those doors is in the opposite directions. Maybe, but then the question would be, why get a key from the other side of the archipelago when... like... I guess what would getting the key do? Like, let us traverse the islands without using fuel? Maybe, but the ship still has to hover anyway. So, like, huh. Maybe that's why it costs more. Maybe. Kiko Island. Alright, to Kiko. We've arrived above Kiko Island. What would you like to do? Explore, of course. Staying on Kiko Island, City of Gold, yada yada. This island remained completely unaffected by the massive explosion that occurred in the Palamecian capital. Brother, there's like... there is some lore going on here. Like, hold on, wait a second. What explosion? Were we not just being pursued by their military? Is there some, like, insane intercontinental war going on right now? We're just gallivanting around like, oh, I'm looking for the City of Gold. And just nukes are being dropped. Like, what is happening? Oh, my lord. Okay. Interesting. Like, is this in the past? Is this current? I don't know. That was the completion, you know? Maybe. A lot to unpack about all this. Or unpack about all this. Yeah, seriously. Like, what in the world? As we're making our way back, spotted a small temple. What color is this door? Oh. There we discovered a pair of enormous doors, colorless, no color described. Reacting to the Cassive's presence, they quietly slid open. We made our way through a long, narrow tunnel. It opened up into a space with an altar, which had been built over a lake bed. Upon it rested a dully glowing red orb. Mesa Rickson has discovered the Blackguard's red orb. Okay. Interesting. So, Kiko Island red orb. Let me jot that down. Because they said 4 of the islands were the previous domain of the Blackguard. So it seems like maybe we just got unlucky before. So maybe now we're going to find a bunch of the Blackguard relics back to back. Maybe? Perhaps the red orb opens the red doors. Maybe. But if that winds up being the case, then we're going to need to get all of the relics anyway. We've gone through a lot of islands thus far, actually. Let's keep moving for now. Isle of Delights is close to where we are now, but beyond it is the Isle of the Strong. To the Isle of Delights! Oh yeah, maybe some of the relics are hidden behind the other doors. We descended on the Isle of Delights, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. The Isle of Delights, ruled by the goddess Valeria, was once a utopia. With the rise of the Calathuahans, however, this place fell to ruin. It has since been returned to the wild. As we were making our way back to the Glory, I spotted a small temple hidden away in a cave. While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. There we discovered a pair of enormous ivory-colored doors. Okay. So, let me double check the name of this island. Isle of Delights. Also ivory. So now, we have to go back to the starting islands. Which is actually good, because this will be the only time that it costs 300 HP to do anything. If I'm thinking right. So we would go... Yeah, Kiko Island. This will cost 100. Oh wait, no, I fucked up. Yeah, Central Point. Uh-oh. A Palamecian airship is approaching. Crew, prepare for battle. Sir! The enemy approaches in Ludwig-class Palamecian warships. Ludwig class? We must be careful. What they lack in size, they make up for in speed and agility. Captain, your orders! I mean... The game told us that if we do everything perfectly, we'll have enough fuel to return. So, like, we don't really want to fight? Like, I feel like we just want to evade attacks and flee. Attack incoming! A shudder ran through the Gloria. Stand fast! We won't be able to avoid the impact! Attack incoming! Everyone prepare for impact! Enemy fire careened into the Gloria. Sir, we've been hit! That took 400 HP off. All hands remain at your stations! Captain, your orders! Oh, really? We couldn't get away? We lost 800 HP off of that total! Return fire. Prepare the artillery! Use the big cannon. Fuck it. I don't think we're going to survive this anyway. We're learning, though. Fire the main cannon! The attack sailed past the enemy ship. Load the red orb. I wish, right? Hey, you got 6 hours of overtime today. God damn. Well, I hope you have a chance to rest, Jeff. But I hope it's good pay, at least. What in the God's name are you doing? Prepare to fire again. Attack incoming. Everyone prepare for impact. Well, we are getting fucked up. Sir, a tense atmosphere settled over the Gloria. Prepare the artillery. Fucking hit him this time, how about? Brace for shock. Fire the main cannon. Our attack is going to land. We've hit the enemy. It has them in a panic. Let's use this to our advantage and retreat. Keeping damage to a minimum is a priority.
Of beaten, broken souls. And yet our fortunes ride
Managed to escape, sir. According to the Magitech radar, there are no other airships in the near vicinity. Excellent. Abdul, how's the ship? This is Abdul. Damage is as follows. The gun deck's been hit. We'll need 300 HP to repair it. Oh my god. Ship's ability to fly shouldn't be affected. Good. If you do come across any issues, however, I ask that you make the necessary repairs. Hyman, let us continue ahead at full speed. Sir! We must return to the central point at once. It's the only way we'll be able to shake the enemy ships. Understood. Blitzer, keep your eyes peeled. Yes, sir! Well, that was devastating. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, we have the red orb, though. So the Marizan Islet and the Isle of Abronia both were Scarlet Doors, right? If I remember correctly? I think so. Alright, we're back to the Marzian Islet. Or Isle. I don't actually know. Is that the right pronunciation? Is Islet and Isle just the same thing? But let's explore. Let's see if the doors react to the orb. Okay, looking for the gold. According to our books, this was once home to the... Oh, that's cool. It actually keeps track. Islet is basically a tiny island. Right, alright. But is it the same pronunciation, or is it actually pronounced islet? Which I don't think I've ever actually heard it pronounced before. Okay, there you go. Okay. So these do open now that we have the red orb. Got it. Made our way through a long, narrow tunnel. It opened up into a space that contained an old, time-worn airship that appeared to date from the dawn of its invention. Can we siphon fuel from this airship? A peculiar smell permeated the air as we set about investigating the ship. A quick search yielded a can of extacium? Extasium? Exploration did not yield any evidence that the Blackguard once resided on the Marcian Isle. It was, however, not in vain. We were able to procure... Yeah! Let's go! We were able to procure some extasium. With it, we were able to fortify our ship and slightly restore its HP. Hey, we got 400 back. Okay, alright, alright. So it's not all doom and gloom just yet. We actually have the potential to keep restoring our HP here. Very nice. You're saying it right. Okay, cool. Well... we know that there's another island with a scarlet door extremely close, and that will hopefully give us another orb. Oh, God. Captain, we've detected a Palamecian airship lurking on the far end of the island. They've been pursuing us. Do you think they also intend to explore these islands? That is alarming. Let us quit this place and return to the central point. Oh, don't go back to the central... I guess it's fine. Head to the central point. What we'd like to do next. I mean, we have to go back to the northeast. This is so interesting, though. I'm really enjoying this. So we go back northeast. Then we go to the second island that also had scarlet doors. I wonder if this is randomized at all. Alright, so now we go to the Isle of Abronia. Right, belief in the overgods, forbidden fruit. Plethora of exquisite treasures. A pair of enormous scarlet-stained doors. Reacting to Cassive's presence, they quietly slid open. Good, okay. Made our way through a long, narrow tunnel. It opened up into a space with an altar, which had been built over a lake bed. Upon it rested a dully glowing blue orb. Okay. So now we need to go back to Iea and Balnavarben. Good. Good, 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 good. Hey, Moonlight, how you doing? Oh, God. Fucking Palamecian airships. Alright, we've been returned to the central point. Cassive is also updated in appearance. How so? Oh yeah, it's got 2 orbs. Right. Have a Darl tomorrow? Wish me luck? What is a Darl? Or do you mean a date? Wait a minute, look at the slots. What do you mean, soul? Date them out. Okay, okay, okay. Well, yes, best of luck then. Absolutely. Come back from having a sloppy Joe dinner to you having 6,900 HP. Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, I imagine that there's... Yeah, there would be 2 more orbs because we have to go to the Cerulean doors, which would then open and get another color, and then that color would either be... Then the question becomes, because it would either open the Obsidian or the Ivory doors. Get us a 4th color, which maybe would lead us to the City of Gold? Was that not one of the relics that you picked up from Aaron's? You know, it might be, actually. You're right. So Cerulean, Obsidian, and Ivory. Well, right. But the blue orb will open the Cerulean doors. If it follows the same pattern, we'll probably get, like, fuel from one, and then an orb from the other. And then, whatever color orb that would be, we would go to the relevant door, have the same thing repeat, get the last color, and then once we open the last doors, then maybe we'd find the City of Gold? Maybe? Okay. Do I think Square will make more games like Tactics Ogre Reborn or FFT? I feel like this game is selling pretty well. I think they will. I really do. The tactics genre has been doing very well, relatively speaking. You know, with the success of Fire Emblem, all the various different indies that have come out and done very well for themselves, the success of Tactics Ogre Reborn and FFT with the Ivalice Chronicles, like, I think there's a market for it. Well, we know there's a market for it because we're all here for it. But I think Square is going to see that there's a market for it and do something with it. So, I think so. Even before we have to find all the material. I mean, it's kind of what it's feeling like, right? Okay, so Cerulean was Iea and Balnavarben, which were southeast, I think? Yes. Okay. So we need Iea first. Yeah, because we go southeast for the Isle of Iea, and then we go to the west so we don't burn extra fuel. So now these doors should open, and we'll find something. And realistically, if we get 400 fuel from one of these two doors, it'll still be worth it to go to both islands. Yep, there we go. Okay, good. We made our way through a long, narrow tunnel, opened up into a space that contained an old time... Okay, so we got more fuel. So that should give us 400 if it's the same amount as before. Oh, God, no, it was more than that. 800. Let's go. Okay, we might actually have something going on here, guys. We might be in a good spot. Yes, okay, it's lurking on the far end of the island. Yada, yada, yada. It's gonna make us go back to the central point. Okay, okay, okay. So now we're gonna have to go southeast again. So now we go southwest. Alright, we've arrived at Bound of Arbon. No, it forces us to do that. If an enemy airship shows up on the island that we're currently on, it makes us go back to the central point. Okay, so we're back at Bound of Arbon. Right, right. This is the man does not live by bread alone island. Got it. So now... Yep. Okay, good. We really did need to take notes for this. This is helping massively, having reminders of which one is which. Hey, okay, cool. And there's the glowing white orb. Very nice. Very, very nice. So now... Okay, yeah, so presumably, because we only found one obsidian door with Poseidon. That is where we're going to wind up. So we need to now go to Lestrade and the Isle of Delights to find the obsidian orb, and then go to Poseidon. Cool. Yep, yeah, exactly. This is one of the Choose Your Own Adventure books that you get. Very interesting. It's very cool stuff. Yeah. Let us quit this place and return to the central point. How many times are we going to see that before we finally find the City of Gold? Alright, so now... it would be northwest that we need to go to. Yep. Yeah, because Lestrade and the Isle of Delights are the two ivory ones. So, want to go northwest. Yeah, I'm amazed we haven't had to fight any of them yet. That's really, really nice. And if we get really lucky, the Isle of Delights will be the one that has the orb. Oh, really? Were you getting into more fights? Interesting. I just assumed it was scripted. Huh. Okay. All right. Cool. I will take that luck. Absolutely. Oh, Deodat Kimune has subscribed. Welcome, Deodat. Sorry, I missed that. Good. Yep. Excellent. They're opening. Cool. What do we got? Made our way through a long narrow tunnel into a space with an altar which had been built upon or over a lake bed. Nice. Okay, let's go. Upon it rested a dully glowing black orb. Mesa Rickson has discovered the Blackguard's black orb. Huge. Okay, very good. Very, very good. We finally procured all 4 keystones. Now all we need to do is to uncover the location of the stone gates. The crew member smiled. And the Gloria, once again, took flight. We are so close to the end I can almost taste it. There is but one last hurdle to find the gates. Many treasure hunters, including my father, have never gazed upon the riches that lie within them. We, however, will soon be given the opportunity to do that which they could not. In that moment, another blast shook the Gloria. The ship's alarms began blaring. Another explosion? Everyone, to your stations. Blitzer, identify the enemy. Understood, sir. The rumble of another explosion was followed shortly by tremors. A voice reverberated through the Gloria, dispersed by Magitech waves. Attention. This is Captain Kimbress of Squadron 3 of the Palamecian Empire speaking. Captain Mesa Rickson of Squadron 8. You're here? Oh, sorry, this is still the same person. Captain Mesa Rickson of Squadron 8. You are hereby accused of treason and are to be taken into custody. Surrender yourself to us immediately, or we will open fire. This is not a request. This is an order. Kimbrus Corliss, the most ruthless of the 12 squadron captains. What should we do, Captain? They have a fleet of 15 large ships, all galleon class. We cannot win this. I mean, we have to escape, right? We can't fight them. Now with 15 ships, we'll get blown to smithereens immediately. Like, we just surrender, I feel like it just ends, right? So I feel like we have to try to escape. Gas materia, meteor, you have the black materia. True. You know, ain't that just the truth? I feel like we gotta escape. What do you think, chat? What would you say the play here is? Can you escape 15 ships? I mean, are there clouds in the area? They did set that up. I can't remember what they called it, but it was like the cloud escape technique they talked about specifically. And I mean, I don't know if there's anything to go off of with it, but the image here does have clouds in the surrounding area, so maybe. Poll? We could do a poll. Alright. Choose. Surrender. Attack. Escape. There you go, chat. Cast your vote. Tell us what you think. I feel like we must know what the option here is. It has to be escape. But let's see what you guys think before I make a final decision here. I mean, escape seems to be doing pretty well. One surrender, one attack. The vast majority is voting escape, though. Give it a little bit more time. Airship rock, paper, scissors. I mean, kinda, yeah. Although we don't know what we're thrown against, obviously. Alright, the vast majority is voting for escape. How do you get this in the game? So what you do, Daniel, is you do your various different, like, dispatch missions through all the different cities. And escape clearly wins it, so we're going to end this. And certain different ones, you will get actual books, physical books, that you can then go into the Chronicle and go and read them, much like you would read the Scriptures of Germanique. And then they open up these choose-your-own-adventure games, which are really cool. Propellers or scissors, hull is rock, sails or paper. Maybe. Galleons so slow and strong. True. True. And that means escaping might actually be fairly viable. You're welcome, Daniel. Alright, let's try it. Hey, I called it, baby. Chekhov's gun. They wouldn't mention the clouds if it wasn't important. Blitzer, there are thunderclouds to the rear of us, correct? Aye, they're quite significant in size. Excellent. Hyman, move us into them at full speed. Sir, they're storm clouds. One mistake and we'll be struck from the sky. Then we best not make any mistakes. Surely you jest. It certainly may seem that way. I am, however, very serious. You can read the scriptures, yes indeed. Captain. Sir, they're about to enter a storm cloud. Huh. A desperate ploy. I like that you can actually see us from the bridge of the other ship. That's really cool. While his bravery is admirable, I see he is as reckless as ever. I doubt he even realizes it is precisely this recklessness that has led him down this unfortunate path. Stop calling me Shirley. Captain, shall we pursue them? The Craven have no place in the New World. See that every last one of them is annihilated. None shall interfere with the Emperor's grand designs. Now ready all cannons and fire. Yes, sir. Love that you're reading the villain as Frieza. Yeah, I guess it kind of does have that vibe, actually. Engage all sources of power and press forward at full speed. Sir, there's no way to evade them. Everyone prepare for impact. Has any damage been done to the Gloria? Captain, another attack is incoming. Your prognosis, Hyman. Can we shake... Can't make any promises, but I'll do my damnedest, sir. Blitzer, be on the lookout. Understood. We've come all this way. It cannot end here. Oh boy. The enemy approaches in galleon-class Palamecian warships. Their squadron captain leads the charge. Stand strong. Captain, your orders. Oh, shit. Round 2. Okay. So. The squadron captain is leading the attack. They're charging us with galleons. They did barely hit us before. And the enemy commander was expecting us to be reckless. Which means I think he would be expecting us to return fire. I think we would evade here. I think we just do this. I don't think we even need a pull. Attack incoming! Has the ship been damaged? They grazed us. A splinter of the Magitech energy flare struck the control room. Had that been a direct hit? Indeed. We must hurry out of here. Okay, we didn't lose any HP. We're good. The Magitech cannon is ready. Maneuver us into position and fire. Roger. Disengaging Mako drive and... The Mako drive, you say? Hold on a second. Oh, hold on a second. It's one thing to be talking about Magitech. It's a whole thing entirely to be talking about Mako. Hold on. Interesting. Interesting. Disengaging Mako drive and diverting all power to the cannon. 80% charged. 90% charged. Brace for the flash and recoil. 100% charged. Fire! What is that light? The amount of magitech emitting from it is tremendous. No. It cannot be. They cannot possibly have a magitech cannon aboard that ship. It has yet to even be completed. The original death cry. Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. Direct hit confirmed. Headship has been annihilated. Abdul, damage report. What is the Gloria's status? No issues detected thus far. Good. Now let us quickly depart from here. Shinra expanded to a new universe, apparently. Abdul. What's wrong, Cannon? Oh, sorry, that was Cannon. Chief used to be captain of Squadron 8 of the Palamecian Empire. Hi. I used to be an airship engineer for the Palamecians. Blitzer and Hyman once worked aboard their vessels too. In fact, more than half our crew did. Why were we being chased by them? Are they not supposed to be our allies? It's a rather long story. Abdul, sir. Oh, sorry, that's the random guy. Abdul, sir, we finished with the inspection. I'll be right there. I shall speak to you later, Ken. But, Abdul... Interesting. Okay. There's some very curious story beats happening here, and I'm really enjoying it. Huh. Rufus on your ship. Cassave help? Maybe. But it seems like this is just a weapon that we had kind of lurking in reserves for some reason. Huh. Well, according to my notes... we have to go back to Poseidon, which was... southeast, I think? Huh. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it keeps changing. If you surrender, you'll fake surrender, and then have you nice and close to use magic cannon on the main ship for the same result. Ah, interesting. Okay, okay. So was it... I didn't think to note this down. Was it southeast for Poseidon Island, chat? I think it... Or was it southwest? Except... Probably would have been southwest? I think so. Think you can check without expending energy? Oh, wait, really? Oh, yeah, I guess so, right? Because we are in the middle right now. And if we choose a location, it'll tell you what's in that direction, so... Okay, southeast is Poseidon's Reef. Cool. So that's where we have to go. We got it. We're good. We're good. All right, here we go. Surely there's going to be more to it than just getting the orbs and opening the last door. So I'm very curious to see where this winds up going, but we're definitely going to at least open this door, and then we'll find out what happens from there. Okay, Poseidon's Reef. Yep, I'm trying to cover the city of gold. Named after the god of the seas, Poseidon. Yada, yada, yada. We should be able to open the doors. I want to open the obsidian doors. We have the requisite orbs. Yeah, there we go. What is this place? I whispered to myself. The doors had opened to a long tunnel. Sensing danger, I decided to return to the airship to call for assistance. Interesting. Okay. Upon our return, and after making the necessary preparations, we began exploring the tunnel. Huh. Tom John, what's for dinner tonight? Well, dinner already occurred, but it was very tasty 4-cheese tortellini with a sun-dried tomato pesto, Italian chicken Italian sausage, and air-fried tasty crispy broccoli. It was very good. Parmesan on top, of course, as well. Very tasty indeed. I am currently marinating a 3.5-pound London broil to put in the oven tomorrow, so that's going to be very nice. Very excited for that. But it was a simpler dinner tonight because Jane's at her parents' place looking after their dogs. This must lead us to the rear entryway. We walked for some time through the underground tunnel. It eventually led us outside.
These are beaten, broken souls.
We came out on the far end
And
of the
yet our
island.
fortunes ride with them.
Ricardo Henrique has arrived at the inn. Welcome, Ricardo. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. Hope you enjoy your time around these parts. Captain, what if we were to ascend that hill? From there, we should be able to see everything. At Hyman's suggestion, we made our way up the slope. Impossible. In the notebook left to me by my father, a mysterious crest was penciled into the margin. As I peered down at the landscape below, I noticed something interesting. From atop the hill I was on, I could clearly see the forest trees had been cut away in certain parts and replaced with grass. These pastures formed that same exact symbol. I rushed to open my notes and find that page. A closer inspection of it revealed an emblem drawn at the center of the crest. We decided to travel to the spot it indicated in the grass. Upon reaching our destination, we found a fist-sized stone left lying there. In it, we noticed there was a key-shaped hole on one side. Why is there a keyhole in this rock? Not expecting it to work, we nevertheless attempted to insert the cassave into the stone. It was a perfect fit. Slowly, we turned the key. The rock end key crumbled to dust. From it emerged a light green stone. What happened? Further miracles were yet to come. Oh boy. Oh, we're getting some Lucavi shit going on now. The stone began to absorb light from the sun, which had peaked in the sky, drawing in all brightness around it. It then converged into a single focused beam directed at the hill upon which we had once stood. Following the ray, we hurriedly made our way to where it led us. We reached the end of the shaft of light. Congrats on the 5-star dinner, Tom Sama. Well, thank you. Thank you. I like to be able to cook a high-quality meal for myself. We are enjoying the game, Azzy. Absolutely. Good to have you here. Cue the alien abduction. I mean, at this point, I would not be surprised, honestly. What could possibly be here? Surveying the area, we came across a peculiar boulder. The moment we touched it, it slid away, revealing to us a dark cave. These must be the legendary stone gates. This is no doubt where the hidden treasure lies. Let's push forward, Captain. We're here. We finally made it. Come on, Captain. Let's enter. Chief. This would be Cannon. Chief, hurry. Don't fall behind. Oh, we convinced you to get Tactics Ogre? Well, I hope it was a worthwhile pickup for you, because that game is phenomenal. With visions of wealth swimming through our minds, we stepped into the cave, which opened into a large hall. At its center was a single chest. We cautiously approached, and with bated breath we opened it. Inside was nothing. Nothing but a single sheet of parchment. It's the Scrolls of Truth. You did well to make it this far, lads. While this may not be the wealth you expected to find, it's no reason to be disappointed. The memories and friends you made along the way are the real treasure. Arranging this was far from an easy task. I had to prepare all these keystones and spread talk about them in the lost city of Calthuan. Quite a lot of imagination, dedication. Thankfully, it eventually took on a life of its own, and here you are. Got to give it to myself, did a pretty good job. Thanks for sticking with me this far and allowing me to pull off the world's greatest prank. Sattler Rixon. Left by our dad. Sattler Rickson? Oh, not even our dad. Late grandfather. Oh, boy. It's my late grandfather's name. So both my father and I fell for his outrageous trick. Upon finishing the letter, I felt not anger, but a deep sense of fatigue. Litzer caught me as I collapsed. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, everyone. I put your lives at risk time and time again over the last 4 years, all for the sake of a practical joke. Cheer up, Captain. While it's a shame that the City of Gold didn't exist, not a single person here regrets joining you on this journey. The adventures we had together are priceless. Yeah, never mind the entire airship's worth of crew that we blew up with a Magitech engine. It's fine. Yes, exactly. Now let's head back to the Gloria and start on a new expedition. It's your grandfather's ploy got 2 entire generations to commit treason against the Empire? Yeah, exactly. Abdul smirked. Looks like I'll be getting busy again. Make sure to take me with you too. Oh, make sure you take me with you too, Chief. This is a prank, then how did the Cassiv survive the first time? I guess the idea would be that our father never actually found all the orbs, maybe? Thank you, everyone. Before we head back, I would like to ask that you kept what happened here to yourselves. I fear the rest of the crew might not forgive me if they learned what occurred. Now let's head back. Sir! Crew's gonna want to get paid. They did mention treasure in the door caves, though. True. True. Maybe that's enough. Hey, you beat it. Nice, Azzy. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed Tactics Ogre Reborn, then I would highly recommend that you pick up the Ivalice Chronicles. It's so good. The City of Gold. More than one adventurer has set out with visions of unearthing this paradise, only for their dreams to be shattered. Yet some brave souls continue to search for this place despite the odds. Captain, I apologize for interrupting you at such a crucial time, but look, there's more to the letter. What? P.S. Interesting. Try turning the treasure chest around. For suffering through the world's greatest prank, you deserve a reward. While not as extensive as what the City of Gold itself might have offered, I'd like to share with you a little something I've collected in my travels. From Calathuan with love. This fucking guy. Turn the chest around. I did as the letter specified. In that moment, the walls caved in. Oh, we have a little money situation here. Dust filled the air, and I found it impossible to keep my eyes open. Little money. When I finally was able to uncover my eyes, all the cavern walls had turned to gold. Thus, the City of Gold lives on. Okay, did we die, or did Gramps bury a City of Gold, or... What? Okay. Sure. Schrodinger's troll. Yeah, seriously, like, did we just die? Or did we actually get gold? I guess we got gold. The world may never know. Holy smokes. Oh, they have credits for this story specifically as well. That's fun.
These tomes are the product of much sweat and toil.
Goodness gracious. Well then. Didn't think he ended up getting gold because he didn't want you to leave empty-handed. I mean, fair enough, but It's a hell of a way to do it, to have the walls collapse in on us. Delita stabbed the book and it ended. My grandfather went to the lost city of gold and all I got was trolled. Oh man, that was interesting. That was very interesting. So, okay. Huh. Very interesting, because yeah, it definitely seems like the key was using the materia. Which would be such a curious way of utilizing a very important plot element from Final Fantasy VII, which you can find in this as like a little Easter egg, as something that actually matters in some way in universe. Very curious. All right, so what do you think, guys? Should we go on to Nanai's histories? For those of you who are in the know, are Nanai's histories around the same length? Oh, my descendant is greedy. Roxwall party dies. I mean, kinda, right? Kinda what it feels like. Yeah, if anyone knows, should we go on to Nanai's histories, or should we make these smaller streams and do one for each book? We have Cloud Materia's Rare Treasure. No, we do. That's what's so interesting, right? Because, like, they never call out the orbs as being materia, but they sure as hell look like materia, especially considering that we get a bunch of materia as treasure from doing the various different dispatch missions. So, like, having a reason for them to exist in universe would be cool, because the materia seem to be very separate from the Zodiac Stones. So it would be nice to have a reason that these two different types of gemstones exist, you know? Really, one per book? One per book? Think we can do one per stream because of the mental gymnastics? Really? Okay. Mesa took like an hour to do. I mean, that's true. That's true. And it's not like it is required for, like, story progress or anything, so we can just have these as little bonus streams, I suppose. What's our zodiac sign? Well, I mean, mine would be Aquarius. That's what our Ramza is here, because he has my birthday. Oh, very definitely took me a while via trial and error. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally open to these being just their own little bonus streams. I'm fine with that. I really wasn't sure, like, what would be involved in doing these. So, I'm pretty good with that, honestly. And then I can specify each one as like, okay, this stream is Nanai's histories. This stream is the Ivalice Chronicles, whatever, you know? And that way people know. Have I power leveled the Squire Choir? No, the Squire Choir has not been power leveled yet. We can take a look at that really quick.
Let us speak on this again.
So I went over this at the beginning of the stream as well. The main squad is almost all level 50, and like they might be learning skills from specific classes and such, but my goal before we go into Midlights Deep is to have them all in their requisite jobs with their like required setups and stuff. We do have other characters that we are currently working on getting leveled up, like Beamstock, Yggdrasil, Moonlight, all that type of fun stuff. But these guys have not been leveled yet. My plan... We can dismiss all of these as well. My plan is to have all of the characters that we recruited but never really used be where we start for the Soul Link that I do with Eric. So, like, we would start with Zemoth and then go through and recruit everybody. And, like, maybe I could even have him use supporter characters as well. I haven't really decided yet. He and I have to talk about how we're going to set the whole thing up. But, yeah, they have not been leveled yet, no. Good game-life balance. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying, for sure. I definitely pushed it the last couple of weeks with this release, but it deserved it, so... Trying to get a more healthy balance going on again. Okay, so then... maybe I'll call this one here. Very short stream compared to my normal, but that does set a good precedent for me in terms of how exactly I want to go about doing all this. And it'll make it easier to have on like work nights and stuff where I can still do a stream and go through some of the books. And then we can start working on Midlights Deep separately, you know? Now, speaking of Midlights Deep, though, I don't remember, how do you unlock
Good
it?
day to you. Of course. Needing a comeback?
Where do you unlock Midlights Deep? I don't even remember.
A warm welcome to you. Nothing else. It's just rumor, mind you. Will that be all? Thank you.
Is it Warsley that you have to go to for the rumors? Okay, no, get out of here. Shoo. Okay. Oh! I forgot it was a whole scene.
'Twas a greater success than could have ever been foreseen.
I thought it was a rumor you had to read. I completely forgot about this.
I mean not to boast, but I dare say our success owed itself to me.
So even Count Minimus has fallen on hard times, eh?
Then the legends speak true. Treasure waits on that island.
Aye, that it does. Treasure beyond worth, sleeping down in the depths.
The mage
out of
does sound
sight
drunk,
and reach.
absolutely.
It's bound to be guarded by traps, no? Else it would be sleeping in some noble's vaults by now.
More than traps. There are foul fiends too, they say, and a wizard whose soul is as dark as the caverns he calls home.
No thank you is what I say to that then. A man would have to be a fool to go there.
'Tis no place for the craven, that much is true. To enter is to bid goodbye to the light of day.
Yeah. What did they call the place again?
Midlights Deep. And rightly so.
Part was probably needing constant healing and she needed a drink. Yeah, just a typical adventure into a dungeon in FF14. The white mage is just panicked, hitting every button possible while still trying to cast stone.
How so? 'Twas I who saw the task completed.
You? What did
No.
you do but almost get us killed?
Yeah, sounds about right. Wall to wall, baby.
What are you looking at? Be on your way. This is no show.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Very fun. Like, back off. So, for those of you who are not aware of what Midlights Deep is, well, I don't know if there's any of you here who are not already aware, but in case there are, it is the only post-game-ish dungeon in all of Final Fantasy Tactics. It's not like a Palace of the Dead and Tactics Ogre or anything like that, but you can go to Midlights Deep, and then it's a 10-level dungeon that has a bunch of really rare loot to find using Treasure Hunter and stepping on specific spaces. To be able to proceed to the next level, you need to actually find the exit, which is randomly spaced on, again, a few different squares. So you have to be very careful about how you navigate it. However, there is an issue. And we're not going to go through it, but I'm just going to go to it to show you guys, for those of you who are not aware of how it's set up. Not a sliver of light reaches these caverns, which stretch deep beneath a dilapidated lighthouse that once guided ships on the East Burgos Sea, or Bugros Sea. Even going into Midlights Deep, we're still adjacent to dredging up ships. Midlights Deep is a subterranean labyrinth that spans many levels. To progress from one level to the next, not only must you defeat every enemy, you must also locate the hidden staircase that leads further into the depths. So that's the deep dungeon. Haven't done it yet on this one. I've only hit chapter 4 recently. Ah, yeah. Yep, that's how you do it. So you go into the first level, Noise Sim. Even the greatest of undertakings may have the most humble beginnings. Oft does a chance discovery become the catalyst for events of immense significance. So you'll notice you can't fucking see. There ain't a goddamn thing to be able to see here. So you might ask yourself, we're not doing this. I'm just for demonstrative purposes.
Wherever I'm needed.
You might be asking
Your
yourself,
command.
what the
Ready
hell does
and
this look like when we
Ready
load
to
into
fight.
it?
Never a
Well,
doubt.
I'll show
No
you.
turning back.
Because this is going to be a whole thing all on its lonesome. Man, this already looks weird, doesn't it?
I must concentrate.
Getting weird, uncomfortable throwbacks to the item world in Dissidia from what little I've played of that. So yeah, there's a bunch of enemies. They're all very scary, like level 60 plus scary, with good gear, whole bunch of monsters. And you can tell from where our cursor is going, we got some wild terrain differences going on here. But we can't see a goddamn thing. So it's called Midlights Deep because the whole goal is to get the whole thing lit up. The only way to do that is by killing enemies and letting them crystallize. And every crystal that appears, up to I think it's 5, lights up more and more of the terrain so you can actually see. Which is such an insane mechanic. I love it so much. It's so fun. So that's what we're going to be doing when we wind up in here relatively soon. The party is largely ready. I just have to get a few more skills learned, get our treasure finder set up with low brave, get a couple more levels for like a few specific key characters. And then we'll be able to start getting in here. I have my original strategy guide for War of the Lions, the Brady game strategy guide, right here in my hand, which has the relevant maps, which are still true to this day. So I'll be using those as a reference for myself, and then when I inevitably put a guide together for Midlights Deep, I'll be referencing those as well. But yeah, we're going to go through maybe in like 4 or 5 days-ish, and start doing Midlights Deep. It will not be a one-stream thing, because it just takes a while to find all the loot and all that fun stuff, but I do think it'll be a very fun time, and there's a very interesting boss at the end that I think people are going to enjoy as well. So this is what we have to look forward to. It's going to be a hell of a thing to go through. Use Bahamut to casually light up the floor. Sure, yeah, there's absolutely stuff that you can do. You can use teleport, you can use certain summons, things to like temporarily show the terrain, but it definitely helps to actually have characters crystallize to show you what it is that you're actually dealing with, especially if, unlike me, you don't have a nearly 20-year-old strategy guide on hand, which has maps in it to look at. Can you do this over and over? Yes. Yeah. So, like, we can leave here. Return to the world map. And say you finish this map, but you don't find the secret staircase to the next level. It'll just boot you back out to here, and you can do it again. There'll be different enemies. It'll be the same map layout, but you'll have a different team comp that you're dealing with, all that type of fun stuff. When you do find the staircase, you will automatically progress to the next level. But if you then leave, or like say you complete level 2, but you don't find the staircase, when you pop back out, you'll have both levels available to you. So as far as like an end game grinding location is concerned, this is a great spot. It's annoying to deal with the lack of lighting until you get an enemy killed and get a crystal to spawn, but you do have these very high level enemies with high level gear that spawn, so it's easy to grind in here, which is cool. You do? Hey, nice, Otter. Very nice, very nice. You could also use the internet, of course, that's true. But, you know, if, like me, you're streaming and you have to, like, have specific stuff on screen and everything, having a physical resource that you can refer to that doesn't require you to pull up a different window and everything is very nice. Right, yes, the treasure hunting items don't respawn. So that's the important thing. Much like with Noveska Temple, you want to make sure that you actually get the good items from each item square. And there's 4 per map. So you do have a bunch of item finding to do, but, like, especially now, if you have a chemist that has move find item equipped and has 10 brave, you're gonna find the good item. Like, you're going to get it. It's not a concern. but you have to have that foresight or that foreknowledge to actually get a character like that set up, so you can then go and find all the items. And then it's also a matter of knowing where the items are located, which is a whole separate thing. So, but yeah, I think that is where we'll probably call it for tonight. I know, short stream, but now we know kind of what we're in for with the Choose Your Own Adventure books, and it will be fun to do each one as its own separate stream, I think, just as like a little bonus thing for folks. Noisim equals mission. Yes, it does. I'm curious what that looks like in Japanese, actually, though. Chems with 10 Brave got me 100% all rares. I would believe it, yeah. I think that's probably part of the reason that they did that. Just to make it easier to get stuff like Nelveska Temple and the Midlight Deep cleared without as many issues. Although with the autosaves in battle and everything, it's probably not that big of a deal, so but... Chem had 43 bravery, got all items first try. Did you also have move find items on them? So I'm really curious about how that actually affects the percentages. I haven't seen any specific research about that yet, or data mining or anything. It's like we know if you go, God, I just punch the arm for my mic. If we go and look at a chemist here,
May I help you?
as it says. Movement ability Treasure Hunter allows the unit to discover items hidden on tiles upon moving to them. Probability of finding rare items is increased for chemists. So, if you have a chemist with Treasure Hunter equipped, how does that affect the percentage chance to get the rare item? Because before, back in the old days, it was just like, okay, you have a Treasure Hunter equipped, and then whatever your brave is, the lower the brave, the higher percentage chance that you have to find the rare item. So without move find item equipped on Zemoth right now, we would have a 52% chance to get the rare item from the old formula. Now though, I don't know. Chem does have it by default now, but having move find item equipped increases the percent chance. So, I don't know. Not entirely sure. But regardless, that is what we'll be setting up. We will probably be having Kelvin here. Where is he?
Oi.
Didn't we have you? Oh, I had to reload before, right. We will have Kelvin as our chemist with move find item. We'll be reducing his brave to make sure that he absolutely guaranteed finds every single item that we're going for. And then I'll have as many of our characters as we can set up for success. There's definitely going to be certain maps that want certain types of characters to have maximum success. And then we're going to want at least 2 characters as summoners. Maybe just Izzy and Twilight, but we could, probably try and set even more for a thing that'll happen at the end of the dungeon. So I think it'll be pretty interesting. Is it still like 90% if you have 10 bravery? It is, yes. But I imagine that they wanted to make it a little bit easier to get the best stuff without necessarily having to tank a character's brave completely. So that's why I'm curious, just from an academic standpoint, what the percentage is. Kelvin dies first battle, guaranteed. It's possible, and that's the thing, right? We're going to be treating Midlights Deep just like any other dungeon, so if someone dies and we're able to complete it and move forward, that person will be dead forever. We're not out of the woods here. So things could get very interesting very quickly on the tail end here for our main cast. So I think it'll be a fun time. But for now, though, I do think I'm going to call this one here. It's been a lovely stream, if a short stream. Very much looking forward to going through and doing the Nanai's Histories, and then Olver and Ivalice Chronicles, and then delving into the Midlights Deep, which we'll be set up to be able to do very, very soon. And then, of course, beyond that, once we start wrapping up some, first run of tactics, we're going to be having the Soul Link run that we do with my buddy Eric, and then there's going to be the Silk Song playthrough, and then Suikoden 2, and a whole bunch of other stuff to come. So I hope people continue to stick around for all that. For now, though, thank you all very much for being here. It is very much appreciated. I hope that you had a good time. I'm very excited about these other Choose Your Own Adventure stories. They're a lot of fun. Very curious to see where they take us in the world of tactics. But for now, hope you all have a good night. We'll be back very, very soon, potentially even tomorrow night. We'll talk to Jane and see what we have going on. Until then, stay safe and healthy out there. Remember, be good to each other, y'all. Bye now. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace. Also, check out the sponsored video from tonight. Show it some love. Would really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.